And we know the books, you know the school's websites, the visit. How many of you have made college visits so far? Okay. And they all, bless you, they all sound pretty similar when they take you on the tours, right? Or they do start to run together after some point. I mean, the visit is very important because this is a living decision as well as a learning decision. If they're miserable, you're not going to get the most out of the classroom experience, right? And so one of the things is, can I see myself walking across this campus to go to class? Can I see myself being friends with these students, right? That's one of the most important things when you get there. If you're looking at a state school out of state, look around at the posters. What are the activities that they're talking about? When are the activities held? That's an important thing to notice. If you go up and if you take a tour of Eastern's campus, all Eastern Connecticut, all of the activities are on Wednesday or Thursday night. Why? Because everyone goes home on weekends, right? So all of the campus activity-sponsored events are during the week. So if you're going away somewhere out of state and you can't come home and no one else is going to be there on a weekend, you may not be happy, right? That may only last a year. And so going there and you know, doing the research ahead of time. You know what I tell people, if you're not happy in high school, it's not your fault, right? There's only a couple choices you have, if you have a choice. If you're not happy in college, it is your fault, right? There are several thousand colleges across the country, and we're not looking for that needle in the haystack. We're not looking for the 1 out of 3,000 where you're going to be happy. There are a number of colleges where most students can be happy. But you want to make sure they find a place where they can be happy, because that's how you'll get the best education, right? That's how you get the most out of everything that the college has to offer you. Another reason why the visit is becoming more and more important is that a lot of colleges are looking at what they call demonstrated interest. You know, how much interest have you shown in the school in making the admissions decision? Some of the schools, if you go on the tours, they'll even list that as a 6th factor, right? And so if you're an athlete, you know, if you contact the coach, that goes in your file. If you call the admissions office to get on their mailing list, that goes in your file, right? The more touches you make with the school, the more serious of an applicant they feel you are. And so if everything's being equal, which we know that, you know, that Yale last year, 26,000 applicants, right, to accept 1,900 students. For a lot of those students, pretty much everything is equal, right? And so these are the little things. What can you still do to help yourself, to give yourself an advantage in the process?
Okay. One of the schools we visited actually waived the application fee because we visited.
Yeah, a lot of schools will do that, and to look also to apply online, a lot of them will reduce the fee or waive the fee if you apply online. So yeah, that's another good point for the visit, is that you get the immediate payoff in that way of saving the, whatever it is. I mean, a lot of schools are over $70 now to apply. So, but again, you know, walking across the campus, can I see myself going to this school? Can I see myself being friends? Having a meal in the cafeteria. Not just the test of food, but what are they talking about, right? Looking, how do the students interact? Is everyone sitting by themselves with their nose in a book? You know, are they all just studying? Are they all really stressed out? I mean, if you go around exam time, that's unfair because everyone's always going to be like that. But, and same thing, if you go at 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday and you think it's a ghost town, you have to get there a little later. Probably around noon or 1, you'll see people in their pajamas rolling into the cafeteria. So, but, you know, what types of things? Is it a school, you know, one school I went to, you were hit with a petition when you got on campus that they wanted people at that time to boycott Arizona Iced Tea because the company who owned Arizona Iced Tea also owned Crazy Horse Malt Liquor, and that's offensive to Native Americans. And so what that tells you, well, the name Crazy Horse was offensive. And so what that tells you, it's a very politically active campus, right? Are they only talking about, you know, are they talking about the events of the day? Are they only talking about whatever the fraternity and sorority parties are going to be for the weekend? You know, what's the atmosphere like? And that's something you can only learn from the visit. Some schools are very competitive, and not all students can thrive in that environment. One of my brother's friends went to a school where they would sabotage each other's homework in order to get ahead and so they could get a better grade in the class. And so not everyone is going to be able to survive in that type of an environment. So going there, and that's something, again, you only learn that from the visit.